Congratulations on your purchase of a Ryobi Tough and Rugged Trimmer Plus system. You have bought more than just a trimmer. You now have the basis upon which to build an entire lawn and garden maintenance system. No other manufacturer can offer you the power and flexibility of the Trimmer Plus system. The purpose of this video is to help familiarize you with your new trimmer and its available add-ons, explain proper starting instructions, and illustrate the simple line rewinding procedures. Please remember, it does not replace your operator's manual. Make sure to thoroughly read and understand the operator's manual before operating your trimmer. It is full of important information regarding safe operating procedures and tips to ensure many years of satisfactory performance. When operating your trimmer, always wear ear protection, safety goggles, work gloves, long pants, sturdy work shoes, and be sure to pull back long hair. Your safety is the highest priority at Ryobi. As you remove your new trimmer from its carton, you may have noticed that it is almost ready for use, although some assembly may be required. In particular, you'll need to connect the trimmer's lower boom to the upper boom by using the click-link coupler. Just loosen the coupler's yellow knob, align the lower boom's release button with the coupler's dimple, and slide the lower boom into the coupler until the release button clicks into the locking hole as shown. That's all there is to it. It is important to recognize that oil must be added to the crankcase. First, remove the oil fill plug from the crankcase, noting that the plug also functions as a dipstick for checking the oil level in your engine. Pour the entire 3.4-ounce bottle of oil into the crankcase, making sure that the engine is level when pouring, and reinstall the oil fill plug. It is a good idea to save your oil bottle to use during subsequent fillings. Immediately after filling, check the oil level, and then continue to check it prior to each subsequent use. Wipe up any spilled oil. The importance of checking and maintaining the proper oil level in the crankcase of your trimmer cannot be overemphasized. Here's how to check your oil. Make sure that the engine is stopped and cool, so the oil has had time to drain back into the crankcase. In order to keep dirt, grass clippings, and other debris out of the engine, clean the area around the fill plug before removing it. To obtain the most accurate reading, make sure your engine is sitting level. Remove the fill plug and wipe the oil off. Reinsert it into the crankcase and thread it in until finger tight. Take care as to not cross-thread or strip the threads when inserting. Remove the plug and check the oil level. It should be up to the top of the dipstick as shown here. It is important to make sure that the O-ring on the fill plug is in place when you are checking and changing the oil. This O-ring is important because it seals the crankcase, eliminating oil from leaking out as well as keeping contaminants from getting in. If the level cannot be seen on the dipstick, add oil to the crankcase, a small amount at a time, making sure to check the level with the dipstick before adding more oil. As with any four-cycle engine, do not add oil above the full mark on the dipstick, as too much oil in the crankcase can cause extensive engine damage. For a new engine, change the oil after the first 10 hours of operation. This first change is extremely important, as the engine breaks in. Thereafter, change it after every 25 hours, or before storing it for an extended period of time. Be sure to always change the oil while the engine is warm, so the oil will flow freely and carry away more impurities. Changing your trimmer's oil is much the same as in your car. First, remove the oil plug and pour the old oil into a container by tipping the trimmer in a vertical position, being sure to allow ample time for complete drainage. Always dispose of used oil properly. Fill the crankcase with new premium quality SAE 30 motor oil. Once again, it is important to use the correct amount of oil, 3.4 fluid ounces, when refilling your crankcase. You may find it more convenient to measure this amount back into the original bottle that came with your trimmer prior to actually filling your crankcase. Replace the fill cap, check the oil level, and clean up any spills. One of the prime advantages of this four-cycle engine is that it eliminates the need to mix oil with the gasoline. However, Ryobi recommends the use of a fuel stabilizer to inhibit corrosion, minimize the formation of gum deposits, and help keep fuel fresh for up to 6 months. Follow the mixing instructions on the stabilizer bottle. Never add fuel additives directly to your trimmer's tank. Use a separate can and always mix fuel in a well-ventilated area away from sparks or flame. Tighten the lid and agitate the mixture before filling the trimmer's fuel tank. Carefully fill the tank to within 1/2 inch of the top. Replace the gas cap and wipe off any spilled fuel. Now that your fuel tank is full, you are ready.